the Golden Slipper. This race is special for jockeys, trainers, owners and breeders. This race is about prize money and prestige, but it's much more than that. This race is a life changer. For a jockey, you win this race and your name goes alongside the greats of the turf.
I was born out west, grew up dreaming about this race. Often racing. It was my first major back in 2013 and helped launch my career.
But Overreach, a class above them, and Overreach wins the slipper.
And to win this race 3 times was life-changing.
And stay inside, Tommy Merry wins his 3rd Golden Slipper.
This race has shaped the Australian thoroughbred breeding landscape.
The Widden Valley is famous for producing slipper champions and then turning them into successful sires. Todman, Vane, Marsgate and Stratum, they all stood at Widden and they've all sired Golden Slipper winners.
Vic Marsgate coming away to record a brilliant slipper win.
This race has changed the fortunes and the history of Widden Stud.
Everyone dreams of winning a Golden Slipper, and our special colt Sebring did just that.
Sebring on the inside, they hit the line locked together. Might be Sebring.
I bought him for $130,000 and the owners sold him for a massive sum to Widden Stud. That's the definition of an absolute life changer.
In 2017, a bargain buy changed our lives and put Derby racing on the map.
She will ride in front. The $20,000 filly's got the slipper won. She will ride, baby.
Her owners included electricians, footy mates, coal miners, and some of them even paid off their house. Geez, a lot of lives were really changed that day.
This race will continue to transform the breeding industry well into the future.
This race, it means everything to us.
Capitalist, the Magic Millions winners, drawn clear in the slipper.
Whilst we've already been involved with 2 slipper winners, it's all about finding the next superstar. That's the reason we're in this business. We're here to find the next breed shaper, the next life changer.
Today at Rosehill Gardens, trainers, jockeys, breeders, bloodstock agents and owners assemble for the world's richest 2-year-old race. Everyone wants to win this race. It's the Golden Slipper, and someone's life is about to change.
Says it all, doesn't it? And Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott nominated 159 horses for the Slipper. They've got 3 runners today. It's exceptional. That's how hard it is to get a runner in this race, which is a gold medal for so many people, for so many different reasons in Australian racing. Lizzie, for many, it's the best day of racing for the year.
It certainly is the best day of racing for the year. Of 5 Group 1s on offer, but as you heard in that opener, it is life-changing. It doesn't matter if you've won it before. It is something that is quite iconic in this country, and it's everyone who is in this race today wants to win that trophy, the Golden Slipper. And what it means it's life-changing, and that is what they're here to do. But not only that, we've got 4 other Group 1s on the card, $10 million in prize money. Private Harry, he's an excitement machine. Wotan, well, he will certainly be life-changing. And then we've got races like the Ranvet, where Via Sistina is potentially going to make that Group 1 record even bigger, and the Rosehill Guineas. So much to look forward to, Bruce.
McDonald's and Freedman's know all about Golden Slippers, don't they? Let's join Katie and Emma today for our track report. Em.
Welcome to Rosehill Gardens, where we're racing on a good 4 today, rail out 3 metres. And we talk about last weekend, Katie, when the rail was off. Your thoughts on the track today?
Yeah, it was interesting, wasn't it, Em? Because they came down the centre last week, but the track was quite firm. So the rail is out for 3 metres. Again, it's rattling. It's quite firm out here, so maybe even an upgrade early on in the program, seeing how the races play. But it's in top order. They've got great grass cover. What a day we have in store. 5 big Group 1s, and of course, the Mac Daddy of them all for the 2-year-olds, the Golden Slipper.
We cannot wait for it. So beautiful conditions here today. Sunny skies, not a breath of wind. We are racing on a tip-top surface, team.
And Katie knows what it's like to win a William Reid, doesn't she? So tell us about the big ones today.
She certainly does. Well, Benedetta, she was so unlucky in a Newmarket. She'd love to make it 2 Group 1s, and so would Jimmy Starr after being dominant in an Oakley Plate. But this is the one I'm cheering for, Bruce. Charlotte Littlefield went down narrowly in an Oakley Plate. I'd love for her to be able to win her very first Group 1 at the Valley, which a horse that loves the track. Not only that, we've got some great support cards, the Alistair Clark as well over the 2,040 metres, the Sunline Stakes, the Alexandra Stakes, Dom Casbolt Cup, Classic, Valley Pearl and Yarra Valley Cup has been added to the meeting because that meeting was called off last week. So 11 races. It's a marathon at the Valley.
It's a big menu, there's no question about that. And who better to tell us all about it? And the track, Richo. Great insights, Richo. So the big jockeys, Jamie and Ben Mellum. So Tom Kitten for Ben and Gold Rush Guru for Jamie. They're big rides today. Rachel King, she's on Eagle Nest in the Galaxy. What a season she's already had, a year with that Group 1 in Japan. What a star. And then the biggest star of them all, he's got 5 rides today. He could win the lot. He absolutely could win the lot. A handful of Group 1s, is it possible? Tom Sherry hasn't had one yet. He'd love one. Karen McAvoy's had 1 slipper and 84 Group 1s. And Tommy Berry, he can create some golden slipper history today by equalling Shane Dye and Ron Quinton with a 4. Oh boy, what a day in front of us. It's the grand final of grand finals. There's no other 2-year-old race in the world quite like it. It's the richest.
It's an iconic Sydney race, the Golden Slipper. There's obviously a tremendous amount of tradition around the Golden Slipper.
Bounding away, coming away, and bounding away wins it.
We pride ourselves on our 2-year-olds in Australia.
Luskin Star careered away.
Everybody wants to have a runner in the Golden Slipper. Everybody wants to win the Golden Slipper.
The Valley's and Lady of Camelot got up.
It's 1,200 metres around Rosehill. It's a full field. It's a race that's full on from the time you jump out the barriers.
Racing.
It's action-packed. It's one of the fastest high-pressure races that you would ever compete in.
The gates crash back.
2-year-olds are up.
And then all of a sudden they're in the straight.
If you happen to have a colt good enough to win the Golden Slipper, you're nearly guaranteed to have a successful stallion.
Gate holders months ago, and Piero won it.
And for Philly, it's priceless as well.
But the Bleakers have done the trick with Miss Finland. She bolts it in.
It's like Christmas Day when it all comes off.
And stay inside. Tommy Berry wins his 3rd Golden Slipper.
The best 2-year-old wins the Golden Slipper.
But Shinzo and Brian Moore are drawn clear to win the Golden Slipper.
It's the race I want to win and the race I dream about.
Not only a golden slipper, it is the gold medal event for 2-year-olds, Katie, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. And the stakes are high, of course, from a breeding perspective, from the jockey's perspective. And just, as you say, it's what dreams are made of. This is what Australian racing really banks on, buying these horses for speed and precocious.
And we don't have another day where one single track has 5 Group 1s plus the William Reid. We go to 6. So it makes it unique in its own way. So it's a beautiful menu. And we're about to start all the Group 1s, so we need to know how the track is holding up. Here's Emma.
We are gearing up
with these Yulong mares. So let's have a look where Via Sistina came to Australia. 5 wins from 13 starts, 1 Group 1. Now have a look at the comparisons. Moria we're going to see in a couple of weeks' time, or maybe next week. 17 starts, 7 wins, 1 Group 1. And Full Count Felicia, who goes today, 19 starts, 7 wins, 1 Group 1. You just can't help, Richo, but feel like there's such a comparison there, isn't there? And then Via Sistina does this since then.
It's quite remarkable, isn't it, what Via Sistina has done since she's arrived in Australia. She's now won $9 million, and most Group 1s in a season, led by the freak that is Winx. Well, Via Sistina, looking for number 6, joins an unbelievable list there.
Yeah, absolutely. So she's in rare air, and Chris Waller's always off to a great start. Katie, Richo put together something really interesting. We're going to go back to you, Richo. This is fascinating, mate.
Yeah, well, that's this century. Now, they're all on the one day, and we know in the past there has been different races moved around, but they're all on one day, and Chris has won behind Gay. Gay's got the big advantage of the slipper, and then Chris fights back with the George Ryder. Gay's got a couple extra ramblets. That was before Chris was training pre-century, but oh, that's interesting, isn't it? The Waller versus Waterhouse little clash. And for Yulong, haven't they got some hand today?
They sure have, Katie. They spread it around the trainers, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And whether it be Melbourne or Queensland and here in Sydney, we see the horses, they move around a lot, of course, with Angel Capital now with Chris Waller as well. So, yeah, it's a big day for Yulong and Mr. Zhang, and Damien Lane, of course, a big day for him. We haven't seen him here at Rosehill since last Golden Slipper last year. So, get to know a little bit about him. And his favourite horse is Liscrisher, of course, with the Cox Plate hero, biggest inspiration there, Damien Oliver, of course.
Gray is going to make racing history. John's Hope goes on and wins the Golden Slipper.
It's bounding away, coming away, and bounding away wins it.
Star Watch headed startling last close to home, and Star Watch has won the Slipper.
Because of my father, T.J. Smith, who won 6 of them, the Slipper held such a prominence in his life. An all-important race in our household growing up as a child. It sort of always got into my mind, that's the race I've got to concentrate on. That's the race I always want to win.
And it's the First Lady of Racing's first Slipper, and she's rewritten the record book.
Gay is the absolute queen of the Golden Slipper.
She's made it her own.
She's a very good 2-year-old trainer, always has been.
Gay's got an incredible eye for a horse, picking young talent.
Well done. She's the best at the 2-year-olds.
They're like having little kids. It's a very enjoyable thing to do. It's lovely to train the 2-year-olds.
Manfarnan, another one for Gay Waterhouse.
She is irrepressible. She's got an incredible work ethic and drive.
She gets horses spot on for the big races. She gets them up and running early.
And they're just great at educating, great at getting them out of the barriers. You have to get it right with the 2-year-olds.
If they peak, can you keep them till Slipper Day? It's a matter of just being very observant of your horses.
Gay dollars months ago, and Piero won it.
She knows what she wants to achieve, and she will not stop.
She's as good as anyone getting them ready.
They have to be the best of the best. They have to be strong, be it male or female.
But Overreach a class above them, and Overreach wins the Slipper.
And they have to have a toughness of mind and body. They have to be a supreme athlete. Look at it! Look at it!
It's a Lady of Camelot, got her!
There's no doubt that Gay treats the Golden Slipper differently, and that is, in her mind, the most significant race on the entire calendar.
It's been all about the Slipper. That's all we've talked about. That's all we've thought about. That's all we've worked towards, and it would be a dream come true.
Katie, it is the stuff of legends. Bart and the Cup, Gay and the Slipper. They sort of go hand in hand, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do. And what an exceptional career that she's had. And this race is just synonymous with her. She knows the right horses to bring here. And yeah, she's a hard taskmaster. She pushes her 2-year-olds hard. But gee, they just always come out on top. I love watching all of Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott's horses.
And to think her father won more Cox Plates than anyone, and she's won more Slippers than anyone. So we move on to the jewel in the crown, so to speak. Sydney's and Rosehill's Golden Slipper Stakes. We've heard a lot about it today, but one thing is generic. It really is a life changer.
The Golden Slipper. This race is special for jockeys, trainers, owners and breeders. This race is about prize money and prestige, but it's much more than that. This race is a life changer. For a jockey, you win this race, and your name goes alongside the greats of the turf.
I was born out west, grew up dreaming about this race. Often racing, it was my first major back in 2013 and helped launch my career.
But Overreach a class above them, and Overreach wins the Slipper.
And to win this race 3 times was life-changing.
And stay inside, Tommy Merry wins his 3rd Golden Slipper.
This race has shaped the Australian thoroughbred breeding landscape.
The Widden Valley is famous for producing slipper champions and then turning them into successful sires. Todman, Vane, Masquet and Stratum, they all stood at Widden and they've all sired Golden Slipper winners.
Vic Masquet coming away to record a brilliant Slipper win.
This race has changed the fortunes and the history of Widden Stud.
Everyone dreams of winning a Golden Slipper, and our special colt Sebring did just that.
Sebring on the inside, they hit the line locked together. Might be Sebring.
I bought him for $130,000 and the owners sold him for a massive sum to Widden Stud. That's the definition of an absolute life changer.
In 2017, a bargain buy changed our lives and put Derby racing on the map.
And she will right in front. The $20,000 filly's got the Slipper won.
Her owners included electricians, footy mates, coal miners, and some of them even paid off their house. Geez, a lot of lives were really changed that day.
This race will continue to transform the breeding industry well into the future.
This race, it means everything to us.
Capitalist, the the Magic Millions winners drawn clear in the slipper.
Whilst we've already been involved with 2 slipper winners, it's all about finding the next superstar. That's the reason we're in this business. We're here to find the next breed shaper, the next life changer.
Today at Rosehill Gardens, trainers, jockeys, breeders, bloodstock agents and owners assemble for the world's richest 2-year-old race. Everyone wants to win this race. It's the Golden Slipper, and someone's life is about to change.
So after a spectacular day, we arrive at the centrepiece of Slipper Day. Clary Connors, a 4-time winning trainer, has brought the trophy in, and half a dozen of the jockeys behind him have already won the great race, Katie.
Yeah, it's you can feel the build-up here. The atmosphere is building, and there's Clary, bless him. He's such a top trainer, and to win 4 slippers is remarkable. As you said, a lot of these jockeys haven't won one, they've won some, and Tommy Berry's looking to make history and try and win his 4th today.
To join Ron Quinton and Shane Dye, Richo hosted the night that Clary was inducted into Racing Hall of Fame in Perth. It was a fantastic night. He's a wonderful ambassador for the sport and still going, Clary, and it's a moment for him to remember. Kieran McAvoy's been there and done it before. He won with Sepoy, James with Moss Fun for the Hawks. It seems a long time ago, and it is a fair while ago. It was J-Mac. Well, it was James before he was J-Mac, really. Good on him. James McDonald and Chris Waller going past. Ali, there's not many bigger markets for the tab than a Golden Slipper.
No, it's such an important market, Bruce, as we know, with all the 2-year-old races in our grand final here. The Golden Slipper, it's so open. Tempted is now our favourite. She's our $5 favourite. But again, it's just a smorgasbord at this stage. Our traders expect that she will shorten given where she's drawn. Wadton is the worry. So he's at $6.50 now, out from his opening quote of $4.60. But the biggest worry with him is how much is running for him on the futures, and of course our tab takeover as well. So he is a big loser for us in the book. Rivellino is actually best backed. He's been $9.50 into $7.50 now after opening 11. Skyhooked is about second best backed or thereabouts at 8s. Then we have Mahuna, who's been, once she got a run, she went 23s, 13s, 10s. Now she's into 8s. Devil Knight is at 13s. Tycoon Star 15s. Within the Law is actually our 3rd best backed runner, and she's at 15s. North England has been 19 to 26 to sit with West of Swindon, who's had a spec this morning. King of Pop at 26, 31 about Bella Zane, Quietly Arrogant 34, along with Military Tycoon, and then $61 or more for the last couple there. It is such an open affair, but we do expect Tempted to shorten given where she's drawn at this stage. It's an absolute throw at the stumps at this stage. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
That market move is going to be really interesting. Thanks for that, Ali. As we come into the mounting yard, he's unbeaten. He's had 3 different jockeys, Katie, and he gets a 4th different jockey today, Rivellino. He's getting a good one again, isn't he?
Yeah, he sure is, with Hugh Bowman on board for his good friend Chris Lees, and that won't worry him. He is so straightforward, this horse. He's a workman. He puts himself in the spot, and he will definitely be in the finish. I like him. I've actually got him on top, Bruce.
I can see why. Devil Knight trying to do something that hasn't been done since Sepoy. 28 days since he won the Blue Diamond. They're great trainers, the Hawks.
Yeah, it's hard to take anything away from him. He did it all, and that Blue Diamond form has been the top form for the 2-year-olds this season. So it's gone a little bit of a tricky barrier, so Mickey D's going to have to pull out a good ride, but I'm sure that he will definitely be thereabouts. North England, another good opportunity here for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott to win a slipper. He ran well in the Todman. He'll be better for having that run.
And she loves to use the Breeders' Plate, and so does Adrian early in the season. He ran well there. Let's go down to Lizzie. She's with Tycoon Star.
You've seen all that vision of Miss Finland winning a Golden Slipper?
No.
Do you think you can do it today?
That's the plan, definitely. Couldn't be happy with the horse. He's parading really well. He's taking the occasion in his step. And, yeah, very confident in Mark's abilities in big races.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You can win the Golden Slipper being a maiden. It's hard to do. Could West of Swindon join the group?
Well, he's been thereabouts with the horses that we've just spoken about, with North England and Baywat. So, you know, he can certainly win. He's a very big, imposing type of horse, and he's handling the occasion really well. So, yeah, he's got to be in the mix, especially from drawing a good barrier.
Baywat was a handful last start. If he does settle, he's a chance because he won a silver slipper.
Yeah, he's a stunning-looking individual, isn't he? He's by Bivouac. He was a little bit disappointing in the Todman, but he over-raced on that occasion. So, if he can try and find a spot just behind the speed, no doubt he will be definitely in the finish.
Skyhook was so impressive running his way into the slipper last start.
Wasn't he?
Last week, actually.
It was last week, and he's got to be on the quick backup. It was definitely a hot day last week, and he won so impressively. So did he peak in that run? He really does need to back it up and peak again today, but he looks nice and bright in the yard.
And here's the long-time favourite, no longer favourite, we've just been told. Watson is walking with him as Lizzie.
Okay, so here he is, winkers on, no blinkers. They opted just for the small gear change. And he seems to me like he's parading beautifully. I hand it over to the experts who are putting the polish on him. Confidence levels, do you think he can win today?
I think so. He'll get the right run. He hasn't turned to here all day, so hopefully he can go on with it.
A true professional and a true athlete.
He looks good. 44 horses have started from barrier 16. It's the outside draw here, and a couple have won. King of Pop, Zach talked about the challenge a moment ago.
Yeah, look, he's really fast. He's very precocious. He's by Farnan. He's unbeaten. He won the Black Opal really well, but from out there, he's going to have a lot of work to do. But if he can get across, he does have that natural speed and find a spot. He certainly hasn't done much wrong.
Tommy Berry's won 3 and Pete Snowden's won a couple, and this horse might be under the guard a bit.
Yeah, look, he's been racing really well. I loved his run in the Skyline Stakes behind Rivellino, so if you like Rivellino, you've got to like Quietly Arrogant, and he just keeps on improving. As you say, Peter Snowden knows how to win a golden slipper. Farsighted, one of 3 sons of Farnham, believe it or not. 3 colts from Farnham, by Farnham, running here today, and the 3rd for Gay Waterhouse. Within the law, her form is outstanding. She's the cheapie, the $30,000 filly. Yeah, $30,000 from the classic sale, and of course very, very much a racehorse. She's only little, but she's got a really, really big heart. And looking at the next horse, Tempted, Lizzie's alongside Tempted.
Darren Biedman walking alongside Tempted, and Darren, you know what it takes to win a golden slipper. Do you feel this filly has got the right attributes?
Yeah, she certainly has. She's got a nice spring in her step, and she's got controlled temperament. She's feeling very well and handling the occasion great.
What would you do from the gate?
Just get her to relax, nice rhythm, and get her to switch off, conserve energy, and then from the 500 work into it and hopefully get the chocolates.
Good luck.
Cheers.
He won a couple as a jockey. He knows what he's doing. 84 and 97. She was flighty after that interview. She really was flighty going out. Bella Zane, I think's over the odds. I think she's got a chance.
Yeah, she does have a massive chance. She's so tough, this filly. She's by Zusane. She's having her 3rd up run this preparation. Of course, she ran in the gym crack early on, so she had that nice run, but she's just an ultimate professional.
And Lizzie, these colours, Bennett Racing, they know how to win big races. Of course the colours don't know, but they can be carried in these. This comes through different form lines, but good form lines,
yeah,
I think.
She's a serious filly, I think. She's really flying under the radar here. Of course, she won up the straight in the Ottawa, and she was so impressive. She won with arrogance on that occasion. So Tommy Stockdale looking to win his maiden Group 1 in the Golden Slipper.
And Maruna was so good behind Tempted last start. As good as Tempted was, she wasn't far behind her, was she?
Yeah, she's rising rapidly, isn't she, Bruce? She's only having her 3rd start, her first preparation. So if it all hasn't come too soon for her, she certainly is one of the major players.
So you've seen all the leading chances. We'll get the market move and the pick of the yard after this. The 16 horses are on their way to the post for the biggest race of their life.
Seen that new Ladbrokes Form Genius?
The AI-powered form guide?
Yeah, gives you track conditions, form and more to make better picks.
Rivellino Bruce, he's done nothing wrong to date. $9.50 into $7 now. Opened 11s and is best backed.
Richo, you've been watching on. The William Reed's not too far away at Moonee Valley. It's an open race. It's hard to be too confident, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is. I'm doing what everyone here at Moonee Valley's doing. We're around the TV, passing opinion. Who's going to win the slipper? Should be a beauty.
It's going to be a good finish, I feel. As we said, there's been no standout 2-year-old this year, so it's going to come down to luck in running. What are the horses drawn on the outside? What do they do? Do they push forward? Do they run along at a frantic speed? Do we see something swoop late, or do we see just a horse that goes forward and just keeps on running, Bruce?
Well, the big trainers are there today. They've all got big chances. I'm talking about Waller and Waterhouse and Cummings and Hawkes and Ma. And today's been dominated by these big trainers, except for Rebecca Dunn in the opening race on the program, which is one of the great stories of the day. There's nothing bigger or better than this for a juvenile. It's what everybody dreams of. It's what everybody looks forward to. It's the race that matters. It's the gold medal race for the 2-year-olds. It changes your life. It certainly changes a jockey, a trainer, an owner, and makes a horse very special. Here we go.
She's been very fiery in the yard here. Blake Shin just nudging away at her to keep her mind on the job, and she's jumped all right, Tempted. About midfield, Rivellino's going to settle last. Skyhook jumped well, so did Bellazane, far-sided, and Mahuna right there. Military Tycoon in the thick of the action as well. So Bellazane's working hard, trying to cross North England. Far side of the outside, so the stablemates 1, 2, 3. Military Tycoon fourth, then Mahuna, Skyhook. King of Pop's out wide. There's been an incident back in the field within the laws out of play. Tempted about midfield and the white cap. Devil Knight out wide, then Tycoon Star. Further back, quietly arrogant. Baywalkers right off the track, so's Wester Swindon. Wotan's well back about third last, and then Rivellino. Bellazane leads around the corner. It's Bellazane in front by a length on far-sided. Then North England, Military Tycoon, Mahuna. Further back, King of Pop, Baywalk, Devil Knight, Wester Swindon down the outside. Bellazane is being tackled now by North England. Mahuna starting to slide through. Tempted getting close to heels. Wotan making some ground. Mahuna got to the front. 100 out. Wotan on the scene. Mahuna in front from Wotan. Tempted is flashing home. Mahuna and Wotan, and Mahuna and nose to Wotan. Another thriller, but I think Mahuna and nose. Tempted flashing home to third when clear, followed by Rivellino. A big run from last. Then came North England from Bellazane, Military Tycoon, Skyhook. Devil Knight, King of Pop, Tycoon Star, Baywalk, West of Swindon, quietly arrogant. And there was an incident within the law. He made contact with the rails in the back. And Jason Collett, we'll run a check there on Jason. The horse is quite fine. It has finally completed the course.
Photo finish, thanks for that, Darren. Yeah, dramatic Golden Slipper Stakes. Enormous performance by Mahuna, and also from Wotan on the outside. So Damien Lane gets a second Golden Slipper, and so does Michael Freeman, who teamed up with Richard with Stay Inside. And what about the Freeman legacy? Lee won 4 in a row, 6 for them all. A fantastic race. Brilliant ride. McDonald's ride was superb. And so the 3 horses right up the top of the market, Katie, 16, 8 and 13 run the trifecta.
Yeah, it was an exceptional finish, wasn't it? And she's all in one preparation. She's won her maiden. She was she was beaten by Tempted, and the rise of this filly, all in one preparation, is extraordinary.
So for February the 7th, Richo, she had her first start. She becomes just the second horse to win a Golden Slipper. Toy Show's the other one to win the race at having only had 2 runs going in.
That's incredible, isn't it? And Damien Frosty Lane, what a world-class jockey he is, Bruce. He's meant to be tackling an Olympic distance triathlon tomorrow in St Kilda. You wouldn't mind him scratching. You would understand if he celebrates this tonight. He gets his second slipper. Wotan jumped down to the ground. Tempted was superb. Rivellino missed the kick for Hong Kong Huey and rattled into 4th. It was a great slipper.
It was, Richo, and the 4 big guns in the betting in so many ways. Run 1, 2, 3 and a 4. What an incredible training performance. So only Tommy Smith with Toy Show has been able to reduce an at least experienced horse such as this. For Schnitzel, yet another Golden Slipper. For Emirates Park, of course, and the Lutar family that are so renowned in racing. And for Damien Lane to be able to do that with those colours, And for Michael Friedman, he and Richard have been apart now for a couple of years. Of course, Michael, Richard and Anthony were such a part of Lee's stable when they won 4 consecutive Golden Slippers in the 1990s.
Yeah, and he's been building. His stable's been getting better and better with each season. And yeah, he's at Randwick now with a full stable, and he's going to be absolutely elated. And of course, his wife Anna will no doubt be here. And yeah, he's got a big team. And just looking at the pictures here of Jason.
So he's okay.
Thank goodness he's okay, because there was an incident early on in the race where it looked like Within the Law got a fright and went through the fence. So she's okay. We saw her galloping. I think they've got her now. So all good there.
It is. Freedy, if anyone can find her uncle on a day like today, you're the woman for the job.
I can't find him yet. I mean, I don't know where he's watching. I'll grab Ben, who is a really important part of the stable, before we find Michael. But I just saw you know, we've given each other cuddles and we're so excited. But what a filly, hey?
Oh, how good's that? She's all guts, isn't she? She was just as tough as anything. And she just wanted to keep flying in that line. Oh, it's amazing. Great for Emirates Park, great supporters of our stable. And yeah, what a thrill.
And a homebred as well. I'm still trying to get eyes on the trainer, and so I don't know where he has watched it, but typically the Friedman boys do like to watch these Group 1s in solitary confinement, so to speak. They don't like being around the masses. They don't like being amongst the big crowds because they want to watch it for what it is. I'll grab Soph because, and there's Anna, so that means Michael's got to be close somewhere. Where? He's talking to Ray Thomas. We'll send him over here to talk to his goddaughter and his niece.
I'll get him. I'll go and get him.
That's Anna, and then this is Soap as well, who is the heart and soul of the stable. You're crying.
Crying? Just won the slipper.
You just won the slipper.
And this is our team.
And this is the team. This is the team, hey? Well done, guys.
Big shout out to her rider and strapper Imno, who's in Argentina at the moment on holiday, visiting his family for the first time in 5 years, and this is all his hard work. His hard work.
You're a champ. We'll get to Michael in a minute, but at the moment, Damien Lane is weighing out. It's chaotic down here, as you can imagine, but it changes lives, and it means so much. These people, the people I just showed you, they put in the hard work day in, day out. They're there at 4. They leave late at night, and here he is with one of the most perfect steers that you'll see in a Golden Slipper with his first ever ride on this filly. Talk us through it. Congratulations.
Thank you. She was great. Excuse me. She's obviously been prepped perfectly for this, just peaking on the day. Not often you come up with a plan and execute it perfectly. Well, in Group 1s anyway, and it really played out how we thought it might, and she was great. You know, she just was there to be beaten at the 100, and when Wonton got to us, she really stuck at it, so very brave.
Talk us through running race, because she jumped so cleanly, and as soon as she jumped, you went, I've got to get to as close to the fence as I can to get that easy run in transit, but you're exposed to her at the right time. What could be in store? That's at her 3rd start, and here's Michael welcoming in. God, you're a hard man to find. It's like, where's Wally? Your 2nd slipper as your own trainer in your own right, but really your 6th hand in one. Congratulations.
Yeah, huge thrill, Em, as you know. I've been through the ups and downs with the family over a lot of years with you know, these sort of good results, bad results, but yeah, it's a huge thrill for my team. I mean, I've got a lot of young, you know, up-and-coming stars in the industry, I think, and they've had such a big part to play in this, probably a lot more than me. For Sophie, who you know well, and Ben Duckworth, who's sort of been in the team for about a year now. I'm as happy for them as I am anything else, because they just put so much work in.
This filly on Tuesday at 5 a.m, you're going, is she going to get a run? Are we going to get in here? And she scrapes into the field with the minimum prize money. I think we've seen a horse scrape into a Golden Slipper field, and here she is putting pain to horses that have won really nice lead-up races, and she's at her 3rd start.
I know, if I'm being honest, I said to a few people earlier today, I thought maybe it would have been nice to have had one more run under our belt, but she's a special filly. When she won at Canterbury her 1st start, she ripped half a foot off winning that race, and I thought, geez, you're tough. And she bounced back from it, went to the Riesling a month later, and you know, it's a bit of an unusual preparation, I guess, going into a slipper at your 3rd start. But yeah, she's a special filly.
You've got a knack with 2-year-olds. How do you do it?
I just try and stay out of their way a little bit. I think, you know, that's, yeah, I think my personal view is good two-year-olds almost train themselves a little bit. You just got to stay out of the way.
You're incredible. Well done. So happy for you.
Magic stuff, isn't it? Doesn't he, Katie?
Yeah, he does. His first crack at a Group 1, and he did it with ease to provide Nathan Dunn and Ash Morgan, his jockey, their first Group 1, and they enjoyed every single moment of it.
There were some great finishes today, Richie. I'm not sure there was a better one than we had in the rider today, because there were not 2 but 3 charges. That beautiful moment there with Ash, as Katie was talking about. But this looked a great race, Richard. 10 Group 1 winners going into the race, and how many coming out, mate?
Yeah, that's right. The extra one. The only one that hadn't won a Group 1 was Gringotts, and got it right on the line in a driving finish. Chairwolf and Fangirl fans were beaten today, but by gee, they ran superbly, and that was a great moment. Well done, Tommy. Welcome back to the Group 1 club.
This was a superb ride by James McDonald, because he had to make a big decision early. He did get trapped wide early, but then he got in, and this was a driving finish again, wasn't it?
Yeah, another stunning performance from a really special colt, and they were coming at him hard, but he's so brave. You can see him really pin his ears back and have a good old crack and get another Group 1 on his CV. He's building and building in the filly. Gee, she got close.
She sure did. And Richo, talking about good 3-year-old fillies, and we've got a few, like a Lucy today wins the New Zealand Oaks. She's only been beaten the once, and she's on her way to Australia, isn't she?
She's on the way to Australia, and she's on the way to Chris Waller, and no doubt she's probably on the way to James McDonald, who continues this unbelievable season. So she was about $1.30 or $1.24. It was a narrow victory, but onwards.